you're raving with RWR. Fabulous songwriters from Belgium and beyond, the lowlands, the highlands, and far across the pond. On Instagram and Facebook too, you can follow, like, and share. Please hit subscribe and join the tribe from the comfort of your chair. You're raving with RWR. Good evening, one and all, lovers of songs, lovers of songwriters. I hope you're all fine and well on this evening or afternoon if you're watching from across the pond. It is September the 11th. It is show number 105 of my little live stream series here on my channel, Songs from the RWR Room, dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. And it's great to have you all with us. If you want to drop into the live chat and say hi or ask questions to myself or the guest tonight, feel free to do so. We are approaching 3,000 subscribers on the channel, folks, which is amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't done so already, please consider hitting the old subscribe button down below and giving the video a thumbs up. If you wouldn't mind, that helps let YouTube know that we have good stuff going on over here. Hopefully I'm loud and clear. You let me know in the chat, of course, if I am not, or if there's something gone awry, please do. Nothing there yet with no news, good news, which is great. So yes, we are on show number 105. I record singer-songwriters here in the room. Daithí Rua is my name. Singer-songwriter from Ireland and based here in Belgium. And today we have the wonderful Linda Storey going to talk to us in a few minutes. Linda is a fantastic blues rock artist with she gets influences from folk and a bit of country as well. She's been a long time sufferer with MS, multiple sclerosis, and we have a lot of musicians in common, especially from the Dutch side. We'll get in more into that as the show progresses. But I'm going to kick off the show with this clip and come back after that, and we will be talking to the great Linda Storey. Check out this.
Themselves to do this, I could hope at last. Then they tied the doctor's hands. They did not understand. There are brilliant people living in this world. Let them work, they can find a cure. Stop the suffering. Let's make some noise. There is a better way. Make some noise. I need it every day. Make some noise. A husband took his wife to the nursing home. He thought because her legs were weakened, she couldn't be alone. Why do we want to segregate the able from the frail? Though her legs were weak, her mind was strong. Time for us to right this wrong. Stop the suffering.
Wow, let's make some noise. Stop the suffering. What a powerful song. What a clip. Let's hear what it's all about. Please welcome the lady of the moment. Please welcome on stage Jessica Linda Storey. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Daithí.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
You get to see you.
Yeah,
lovely that you could be here. Bit of a messy start there. Sorry, this technical stuff can get beyond me sometimes, but it's lovely to have you here. We never met in person, but we have a lot of musicians in common through the Amsterdam unit, and we'll talk about those guys in a moment. But first of all, yeah, thank you so much for being here, for coming on and chatting. How is everything in Colorado?
Oh, it's beautiful out here. I love Colorado. Been here for most of my life. Spent some time in Northwest.
Yeah,
But on that video, a lot of people asked me what it was like to meet the president. And man, that was an honor.
it must.
Asked to go to a kind of an exclusive high dollar fundraiser, not because I'm high dollar, but he wanted people to or someone there to represent the disabled.
Yeah,
So I was it. And meeting him was just his presence is spiritual. I'm spiritual. And it was just overwhelming. It was so cool.
he's a
Never
nice
met
man. He
anything
is.
like that. Yeah. And the cool thing is, when it was over, I'm in there. I took my other wheelchair that gets me really high up in the air, so I could look at him eye to eye. And as he was leaving, he was about to go down the stairs, and I started driving my big tall wheelchair up to him,
Yeah.
and he looked around and he gave me a smile, and he came right up to me, and just talked to me for a long time.
Ah, lovely.
Oh my God, that was amazing. Yeah, that's one of those jaw-dropping moments.
And what was
This happened? Yeah.
amazing? I'd say. And you got his autograph and everything. He signed something for you, didn't he?
He got the autograph, and it was the Wall Street Journal. I was
The Wall Street
in
Journal.
there. They
That's
were
right.
featuring my 9/11 song I wrote, "Make Some Noise," which
Yeah.
is kind of a sad time. But the
Yeah, of course.
inspiration was Dr. Timothy Volmar. This is something Mark and I were, Mark had MS, and
Mark
he
Gilligan.
contacted
Yeah.
me, and with Dr. Volmar, he is one of the top people in the MS world, and he worked at Anschutz. But he and I were talking for 25 years about using our own stem cells
Wow.
for MS. And, there's been a lot of treatments with MS, but there's nothing like this. And basically, he wanted me to talk to the president and ask him about this grant that we could get, hopefully, to do all the work we need to do to make this work. And his approach is to take our own stem cells and put them in the damaged area, not everywhere. I did get a treatment in Germany. I was there one time, and they put my own stem cells in my spinal fluid.
Yeah.
But it did work, actually. When I went home, my right arm started to work, and I'm going, wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Volmar, he agreed with me. He said, but it needs to stick. It needs to adhere
Right.
to the damaged area. So that's what he is all about. And anybody who wants to help, you can just log in my website, and there's the proposals there. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew about that.
Brilliant. I got your website is lindastorey.com, of course, and there is a link, folks, of course, to Linda's all Linda's links below. You have some amazing stuff, videos and information there on your website, Linda, and anybody who's interested in that can go there and get as much info as they want. It's great. You're doing great work. You're still a great advocate for MS and stem cell research. It's work you still do.
Yeah, I do. I've testified in front of the Senate. I've done a lot of stuff that's just, when I came into this handicapped world after being on stages since I was 15, wow, it just was a whole new world. And boy, did I learn a lot. Yeah. And, yeah.
Tell us about that. We'll go to the music for a moment. Just tell us about. So, at 15, you said you were thrust into this business, were you, at such a young age?
Well, my mom would wake me up with music. She was a singer, piano player, and music was it, And I'd be in the church choirs at 3 years old, and I was on stage by the time I was in the 3rd grade. It was just, and I played piano. I got to think of, wait a minute, you can't take a piano when you will go places. So I picked up a guitar at 11 years old and started playing guitar so I could play, for myself. And then when I was 15, a man named Chuck Morris, who's a big music promoter over here, he found me, and he just started wanting to manage me. And the Columbia Records in New York and different places were looking at me, but you know, Dot, what is most popular subject in songs? It's love, right? You
Yeah,
know,
indeed.
so at 15, I didn't know a whole lot about love. I was trying to write, but yeah. So, but that's what I would sing, and you know, different folk songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he got me up on stages and got me out there, and I fell in love and moved, and so then I had to manage myself. So
And then you had to manage yourself.
yeah, then I did, yeah. So
And did you do a lot of touring then at that time, or were you touring around the States a lot? You said you weren't probably crossing over to Europe or places like that, but you did a lot of stuff around America, did you?
yeah, when I did my single from the
Yeah.
time I was 15 until I was 21, and then this guy came up to me and said, "Hey, if you switch to bass guitar," he was a great guitarist and singer. He said, "We'll get a drummer and we can get work anywhere."
Okay.
So we did. I just pretty much gave up my home and everything, just took off. You know, I was just renting, and so I just took off, and we just played 6 nights a week. We're all up to Canada, Washington, Oregon, Montana. We
Yeah.
just traveled, and I it was great because I could put my passion for music and just constantly, you know, just focus on that. And it was fun to tour too, to
Of
see new
course it was.
places. Yeah.
Yeah, and your lovely daughter Jessica joined you at some stage then.
Yeah, I did this till I was 28. I
Yeah.
was diagnosed with MS at 23. You wouldn't have known it. I was
23, really. No, I was
playing
going to
bass
ask you.
and
Mm.
singing in bands. Had a band called Moon Dance out in Ellensburg, Washington. Yeah, and had a lot of bands. But when I came out here, I got married, and we
Yeah.
came out for his career. So he was in aerospace. So I spent like 12 years getting used to the MS and having children and dealing with the relationship that wasn't the best.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, I'm stuck and I can't drive anymore. And boy, that's a whole new world. And I started writing. I just wrote and wrote and wrote. And when it got too hard to write, I'd push a cassette and just sing to that, or my son say, "Hey, got an idea, Matthew? Come over here and push the
Come on
button." Yeah,
over. Yeah.
yeah. And I wrote, and that's when I really got my passion out. And if you're going to be a writer, I think you really, in a lot of ways, you need to experience it, because just what you're really passionate about. And then I came out with what, like 4 or 5 CDs after that.
Yeah, and
And
you have a huge amount of records to your name and songs to your name, of course.
yeah,
And were you deeply engrossed in the like the business end of the music business, like record contracts and all that kind of stuff, or did you kind of give it a wide berth?
well, I was offered a record contract from a famous country artist, Tommy Overstreet, in Nashville,
Hmm.
and his partner was, I can't remember his name, but he was a big A&R guy in Nashville. And I was going, wow, record contract, you know, Nashville.
Sure.
And then
And this
Tommy
was in
called
your
me.
20s, was it? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, this was
Yeah,
when I was more in 40s,
in your
went to
40s
my
at this stage,
40s, you
right?
know.
Wow.
And he called me and he offered me the contract. And then he called me and said, "Hey, Linda, he has cancer, and it's off, you know, because
Oh,
not Tommy, but the guy who he was working with." And that was a bummer. But Overstreet kept helping me. He said, "Hey, you know, you've got the writer's rights. Why don't you get the publishing rights? So you own it
yeah.
all." So I did. And so I produced them myself. And,
Good.
you know, just got them out. Colorado loved particular song I wrote was Willow Tree, and about a girl with MS who went to Kevorkian, but that's
Hmm.
another subject. But, you know, I
Sure.
just wrote a lot and did the CDs, and it took off here in Colorado. I put a band together, and Jock Bartley from band Firefall. I don't know if you ever, "You Are the Woman That I
Yeah,
Always
big
Dreamed of." Yeah,
names.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a great guitarist, and he joined us too. It was, and Michael Olson, he has MS. His bass player from Wind Machine, he joined us on stage. So it
Amazing.
just went really well, and Denver kind of ate it up. And when the guys came out, you know, Seared and
Yeah.
And yeah, Danny Guinan and
That's a whole other. I want to go back. Yeah,
yeah,
we're definitely going to talk about that.
yeah,
That's coming up in the show for sure. That's a very important and interesting part
yeah.
of your story. But I wanted to ask you about a song, Mount Saint Helene.
Code number
Is that
2.
Saint Helene was a blowing?
Next
Is the actual full title? Is it?
Yeah, next one.
Yeah. Sorry.
Next, yeah.
Well,
Mount St.
kudos to
Helens.
your
I was,
assistant there
I
as
was,
well.
yeah, I was in Washington. Assistants helping.
How you
Yeah,
doing?
MS has kind of messed me up. So this is
Uh,
Claire. She's helping me
Hello,
out.
Claire. Thanks for helping out
Say hi,
there.
Claire.
Hi,
Yeah,
Claire. Good to see you.
yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, Mount St. Helens. I was in the state of Washington, in Ellensburg. It's a college town,
Yes.
and it's kind of in a bowl. And I'd heard about Mount St. Helens. It's about 100 miles, and there was all sorts of eruptions happening and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I mean, there was a lot of. It wasn't erupting, but it was very active, and
Yes.
puffing stuff out. And so actually, Mount St. Helens was shaken by a 5.1 earthquake. I'm writing a autobiography, and I did write about that. And I put the northeast side of the mountain began to slide, creating a lahar, the biggest landslide in U.S. history. The northeast explosion was deadliest, releasing 7 megatons of thermal energy, which shot out gas and pulverized rock, obliterating everything with 8 miles of the blast and leveling 109,000 acres of forest. Shortly after that, the top of the mountain blew off, shooting ash up 80,000 feet high. That's in the song. A total of 24 thermal megatons of energy was released that day, which is equivalent of 1,600 times the power of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, Japan during World War II. So on that beautiful Sunday morning, on May 18th, I was sleeping in because I'd been rocking the night before. Yeah. And I was sleeping in. I was also in the direct path, the first and deadliest northwest explosion, which was traveling up to 300 miles an hour towards me. And I got a call from my old keyboard player. He said, "Hey, Linda, when you wake up, don't freak out. The mountain just erupted and you can't go outside."
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I looked up, I got up on my knees and looked outside, and there was a little bit of daylight, and it was all gone. Total blackout, black I've ever seen. Yeah, and luckily I've been warned, or I would have been like, "What?"
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, you thought it was like literally Armageddon. Yeah,
I know. I went to the picture window; it was just black ash, just right up against the windows. So I turned on the Today Show and go, "Whoa, this has got to
there
be."
It is.
This has got to be on the news, and it was. Yeah.
Did you say you read that piece from your autobiography, or is it a piece you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working on an autobiography. Yeah.
Wonderful. Looking forward to reading that. Any idea when is it near? Is there a near?
I wish
an end in sight? No.
Oh, I've got over 300. I have a lot of pages already.
Wow.
And that's maybe 3/4, not even that, maybe 2/3 of the way. I have to. There's a lot happening.
Amazing though. Yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot has gone on. Well, I'm going to play the song, and we'll have a little chat about it after. It's great. Let's give it a spin, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes, folks. Check out this great track. I'm going to stick it on now.
Now there's a restless spirit up in the Northwest, rock and roll bands with some of the best. They played in every town, every bar, and every street. Mother Nature couldn't help herself but dance to the beat. She started to shake, she started to rumble. 5.1, the mountain started to tumble. Sharp volcanic ash, 80,000 feet high, heading north to Ellensburg, to the town that I like. She kept on rocking, and it kept on rolling. There's something going on in the land of North. Mount St. Helens was a blowing while we kept on rock and rolling. been rocking all night. I looked out my window, there was quite a sight. A big black cloud, darker than the night, was touching on the ground, blocking out all the light. I jumped out of bed and I turned on the light. I looked outside, it was ash, alright. I turned on my TV to see what they'd say. Mount St. Helens is blowing at top today. I kept on rocking and I kept on rolling. There's something going on in the land up north. Mount St. Helens was a-blowing while we kept on rock and rolling. Had a jumping gig up on Snoqualmie Pass. The sliding bar was quite a gas. Jumping on the tables, they were shouting for more. Could have sworn the whole place was gonna fall through the floor. Cop came in, said, "Stay where you are." It's been an avalanche outside the sliding bar. They partied all night until the dawn had broken. It's wild out here where Mother Nature has spoken. We kept on rocking and we kept on rolling. There's something going on in the land of north. Mount St. Helens was a-blowing while we kept on rock and rolling. Well, now it's 2004 and Mount St. Helens got more. She's pushing up the lava, building up the crater floor. Everyone around is tense, the mountain spews and vents. She's gonna blow again, it's hard to take the suspense. Well, we keep on rocking and we kept on rolling. There's something going on in the land of north. Mount St. Helens was a-blowing while we kept on rock and rolling. And we'll keep on rocking and we keep on rolling. There's something going on in the land of north. Mount St. Helens was a-blowing while we kept on rock and rolling. Mount St. Helens was a-blowing.
Wow, wow, wow. Mount St. Helens was a-blowing, but we kept on rock and rolling. What a line and what a band. What a sound. Lovely stuff, Linda. I love that track. And yeah, you saw the comments there from my good neighbor Stephen there, the sax intro. He says, "Wow, you sing so beautifully, Linda." And bravo. And TM says, "Linda and I've been friends for 35 years. And she's not only a great singer-songwriter, but a wonderful human being and friend." Thank you, TM. Very nice to see you here in the chat. So yeah, who played that beautiful sax solo, by the way, in that track?
That's Philip Fly McClard. He's just awesome. He's out of Colorado, and yeah, he's one people go to when they went to the studio. You know, I was really lucky because Chuck Morris and I stayed friends, and he knows them all. He knows Rolling Stones. He knows everybody because he runs Red Rocks and all that. Not runs it, but he is the biggest promoter out here.
Oh yeah.
And so I stayed in touch with him, and he would invite me to concerts and stuff. And he told me to go to this studio. It used to be Caribou Studios outside of Boulder. And so, I mean, Chicago, a lot of people have recorded there. So luckily, I need to check, and he got me into the studio. Wow. And so we had some. And so when I recorded with Mark, we got to go to that studio. Yeah.
Fantastic. I want to directly play another clip. Speaking of Mark, we're going to get into Mark Gilligan territory now, because that's our common denominator. But I'm just gonna play this little clip here. You can tell me who made it and what the association is. But we'll have a quick look here. I'll leave you on screen while we watch this.
Okay.
Why would an Irish musician living in the Netherlands contact a blues rock musician in Colorado? Mark Gilligan contacted someone he had never heard of before as he started to search for other musicians that were suffering from the same disease that he was, MS, multiple sclerosis. As Mark searched the internet, he found several stories about Linda Storey, another musician with MS. On August 18, 2005, Linda had made the Wall Street Journal because of her advocacy for the disabled. She was involved in a new law that helps the disabled take charge of their own health without the middleman, which gives the disabled their rights back and saves the government millions of dollars, a win-win situation. Intrigued, Mark made contact with Linda, and over the years, though an ocean away, MS has brought them together in the fight of their lives to find the cure and to inspire others. Sponsored by the nonprofit Case for MS in May of 2008, Mark Gilligan and his band, the John O' Gods, flew from Amsterdam to Denver to join Linda and her band in John Macy's studio to record both Mark and Linda's songs about their battles with MS. Special guests, Jock Bartley, lead guitarist from Firefall, and Grammy Award winner John Macy on pedal steel, added their talents to the recordings.
Well, there you go. Wow, Linda. That was what really brought you to my attention, of course, was that whole Mark Gilligan, John O' God's amazing time. Do you remember the phone call with Mark? May he rest in peace. He was such a great character and a great musician, and Mark was actually the person to book me my first tours in the Netherlands. I was still living in Ireland at the time, so that's one of our connections. But do you remember when he called up with a big Dublin accent and he went, "How are you, Linda?"
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was, I didn't.
Was it something like that?
He was trying to find other musicians to work with that had MS. And my name was kind of all over the internet at the time, it's a musician with MS. So that's how he got a hold of me, and he wanted, oh my gosh, it was awesome. He's so funny, and he's so passionate.
He's so funny, yeah.
Yeah, and just Irish accent. I'm used to it now. I got it down. Because I've been talking to them since 2005. We became really good friends.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a fight together, we have a real special bond. So.
I can imagine, yeah. He's got a very thick Dublin accent.
Oh
I sort of neutraled out a little bit with my Midland accent, but he had a very strong accent. I remember my first phone call with Mark and this strong Dublin accent. How are you? You want to come over to Mulligan's in Amsterdam for a few gigs? And
Mulligan's. Yeah, that's good. We went over there. We hung out at Mulligan's lot. I called it my nonprofit. Case for MS was my nonprofit headquarters. It was when I was in Mulligan's. Trying to call, hey, you guys going to pick us up at the airport? Or
He was great. So, and then of course I'd like to play Mark's video on this show, the Lodger Inside of Me, which I don't know if you co-wrote that together or if he wrote it and you performed on it.
Yeah, I wrote Make Some Noise, and he wrote The Lodger Inside of Me.
Right.
How we felt the MS was and how we felt passionate about it. So on Make Some Noise, you have Mark Gilligan playing the whistle, and you've got Seared on the violin, and you have Danny and all the other guys going, hey, in the background. And then on Mark's song, Jessie, my daughter Jessica, which has been awesome because she's
fantastic musician.
If she hadn't been around, I don't know if I could have pulled this off, because she was really into it and loved the music and just would be there for me on stage.
Yeah.
Give me a drink of water or whatever I needed, and she started playing the guitar and everything. But she was a big part of this, and the guys really liked her too. So. Yeah, very. Yeah.
Wow. I was just reading a comment there about TM is saying, Linda, you've been friends for 35 years and he loves you very much, or TM. I don't know if it's a man or woman, but TM but says, by the way, this is Sally. I'm on Tom's account. That makes sense. Okay, so it's actually Sally. Now I'm reading the message here correctly. Welcome, Sally. And lovely to have you with us here on the show. So when Mark Gilligan contacted you and you put all this together, what was the story between the first sort of phone call and then the boys ending up in Colorado?
Well, it took a lot of years,
Oh, did it? Yeah.
He and I would talk a lot, and it really got close. And I had a nonprofit called Case for MS.
Yeah.
If you look at the logo, that's Mark playing the clarinet on the S.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, songwriter. And I'm on the A part for an advocate on the radio. We put this together, and I managed to get somebody to go behind us and back us, and they helped fly them out and help them up. Yeah, we've managed to get the money to fly them out, And then when we went back to Amsterdam, this company kept us a lot of nonprofit stuff that I worked. It was a lot of work, but
a lot of.
and
I'd
Mark,
say there was,
man, when I told him we had at it, and he goes, "Oh God, thank you so much." He was
oh,
so excited that
he
he
was.
was going to get to come out here. Yeah.
And then, of course, Mark went on to get stem cell research in Russia, of all
He
places,
did, yeah, and
before the war. Yeah,
it was. I'm glad he did it. It's kind of life, you know. You got to do chemo and then put your own stem cells back in, but it worked for him, and he was getting better. So, but that to me was just a little bit too drastic, especially when I knew about Dr. Volmar. It's just we've got to get it done. I mean, it's insane. Think of all the money we would save. You know, I'd rather be working than having the government helping me. You know, so and we know it works because I know I would personally, I think I did
first-hand experience. Yeah,
I went to Dusseldorf and Cologne. They were doing some of the centrifuge, getting the stem cells duplicated, and
yes,
yeah, it's really cool stuff, and it needs to be out. And Dr. Volmar said, "You might have to go to Europe," and I said, "Well, here I am." We're in Europe right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Pardon my ignorance, but is stem cell research like something that happens a lot in America, or do you have to go elsewhere
Well,
to
stem
get
cell
it?
research is all over the world,
Yeah.
but they're doing a different approach.
Oh, yeah.
His
Okay.
approach is totally different.
Than what you have there.
No pharmaceutical. The pharmaceuticals are really hard to get past, especially here in America. So we've been trying, but now he's retired, and he's more than happy to talk to somebody about it if they want to. I could actually give them his phone number if they're interested, seriously interested.
Yeah. Well,
because he will explain it. Yeah. It's a brilliant idea.
It's a brilliant idea. You're saying he specializes in getting the stem cells onto the affected areas more than just
I mean he's
straight into the body.
Yeah, he's been to mini Stanford. I think he was doing some stuff. But the Colorado was so excited when they had this big new place called Anschutz, you know, the best medical facility around, and with the university, and they wanted him so bad, and he's a really great guy. But when he and I would talk about it, they didn't want us talking about it because the pharmaceuticals give a lot of money to that. So, we need to bypass that. But Volmar is very, methodical, and he could do it. So the FDA will approve it if we do it the correct way.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it, and
hopefully I'll meet President Harris. Yeah. Yeah, maybe, because Volmar is very. I mean, the president was really interested by.
Did you watch the debate last night?
I did.
You did?
I liked it. Yeah. Oh,
I saw highlights of it. Yeah. She wiped the floor with him, luckily, which is lovely to see. Lovely to see him being put in his little box. Yeah. Good on her. Before we play The Lodger Inside of Me, which I really want to play on this show, I can't speak with an American on September 11th without asking you about that day and where you were. Do you remember where you were?
I was.
You do clearly.
Yeah, I was in my home, and so I was turning the TV on. It was surreal watching what happened, and it was so sad and so much loss and so unnecessary. You know me, I'm very peaceful. I read people talk and things out. So it did affect me, and I wrote a song about it. It says, "Don't let it stop you." And you could hear that on my website under the music section. It's there. I just don't have a music video with it, but
great. Yes.
I just felt we got to keep going.
Yeah,
things happen, and you just have to keep going.
You just got to move. Yeah, have to.
You got to keep moving. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
We'll keep on rock and rolling, as you said in that last song. Keep on rock and rolling. So The Lodger Inside of Me. Tell us about going to Amsterdam and doing this video with the guys. And was there any fun? Or was it all very serious?
Oh God, there was so much fun. When those guys came here oh my gosh. Yeah, you you've seen that video that Mark was shooting a lot of video, and so was I, and we put the two together and produced that clip you were watching. And oh my God, they were so funny. I mean, Mark's going, "Where are we?" You know, we go to the map of the United States, and they're trying to show, "Okay, we're over here in Colorado. It's over here near the west." So, and they were just delighted to be here, and they had their sarcasm going, of course. You know,
Of course they did. Yeah,
and
I know the team very well. Yeah,
yeah.
fun lads.
And,
And
and
then of
Mark was
course
saying,
you.
you know, he says at the studio, it says, "Is there a place to get beer around there?" I said, "No, but we'll provide." So we want to make
Where's the
sure
beer
we had
shop? Yeah,
some beer in the studio. Yeah.
yeah. And then, but it was then you went to Amsterdam. Was it directly after that, or was it a bit later when
Yeah,
you did the
they
lodger?
came out in May of '08, and
Yeah,
then, you know, I brought those guys to the National MS Society headquarters here in
that's
Colorado,
right. Yes.
and
I
I
remember
just
that.
brought the guys and I said, "Listen, we're not going to tell them we're coming, so I want you guys just to sit in the lobby and
Mm-hmm.
start playing."
Have a little jam.
And they did, and it got a lot of attention. You know, people that could come out of
Yeah,
the office did, and they loved it. And so I introduced them, and from that, we were invited to go to the national conference in Chicago that November.
well, great.
Jock Bartley went with us too, the lead guitar player, and Firefall, my daughter. Yeah. We all went there, and from there, Mark put some stuff together out there. So we played the Paradiso, the upstairs unit, and we played up there, and we also played in Vasp and a couple other places.
Theater Waste. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
and that was sold out on the Vasp thing, but it was with the Jolly Gods, the
It was
Jolly
different
Gods
genres. Yes, of
and my
course.
band. Yeah, we both
Mm.
did it, and
So you combined gigs.
yeah,
You all played together, or you played separate concerts, or a bit of both? Yeah.
well, it depended. If they would do their set, we'd do our set, but
Yeah.
then when it came to make some noise and the ones we'd written, we did together.
Great.
Yeah, it was so much fun, so
Yeah.
powerful. You know, with all those guys behind me, it just
Yeah.
I used to
Amazing.
stand up and play bass or guitar, so it's different. You know, it's just, but the power and the passion was so much fun.
Fantastic. Well, let's give Mark's song. I think it's very fitting. Definitely very fitting. Fits into the story
Oh,
amazingly.
you know
That's a
how he
great
introduced it?
video.
He
No.
would introduce it by saying, "It's kind of like the lodger's like your mother-in-law coming to visit." And she puts her bags down, and oh yeah, my dad loved him. He would tease him all the time about his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he would. That's what the lodger is. It comes to visit, and you can't get rid of her.
And you can't get rid of her. She just dumps the bags,
Yeah,
and you're stuck with her. That's a lodger. Here he
yeah,
is, folks. The mighty Mark Gilligan. May he rest in peace. We'll always remember Mark and his great humor, his great songs. He was a great character, and you'll spot Linda here in the background of this video as well. And some of the great guys, Sierra DeYoung, Barry Tehan, yeah, they're all in this video, and it's fantastic. The Lodger, Mark Gilligan, featuring Linda Storey, folks. Check it out.
In this time, ready? Ready. You're gonna go on 0. 3, 2, 1.
My days seem numbered the day I found out something was definitely wrong. Shock and denial, the unannounced arrival of the lodger inside of me. Getting to know someone or something takes time to accept and understand. It's 24/7, driving me mad. The lodger inside of me, inside of me, inside of me. friends that knock on the door, the one we all get sometimes. I'm slowing down, hanging around with that lodger inside of me, yeah, inside of me, inside of me. I'm the landlord holding the key to what's inside of me. Some days are good, some days are bad, and some days don't happen at all. But a good day's a good day, no matter what, with that lodger inside of me, yeah, inside of me. Ah, inside of me. I'm the landlord holding the key to what's inside of me, yeah, inside of me. Ah, inside of me. And I'm the landlord still holding the key to what's inside of me. Oh, inside of me. Inside of me. I'm the landlord holding the key to what's inside of me.
That brings an instant smile to my face, that song, every
Yeah.
time, Linda. I'd say there was some fun making that video clip as well.
Oh yeah.
In Mulligan's, the famous Mulligan's in Amsterdam, where he had Manny's a great gig in my youth. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It's a great
that's-
place. Yeah.
yeah, Mark put me in there. He booked me in there probably in the early 90s, I'd say. Recently sold Miriam and the gang after about 30, nearly 40 years, I think. Yeah,
About
sold
that,
on,
yeah.
sold it on. It's still flying and going strong. And Barry Tehan is still
Yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
some of the crew. Lots of sessions and jam sessions in Mulligan's in Amsterdam these days, and live music, of course. But yeah, the brilliant Lodger. What a song and what a guy. And he fought hard with the old MS over the years.
Oh, he did.
He did. And yeah, he's left some great memories behind him. The mighty Mark Gilligan.
Yeah, I used to say I'd jump all over stage before, but now I can move around as well, you know. So.
Yeah, he
But
was.
when I met him, he could still play and stand okay. But I know he was suffering pain, but he
Yeah.
didn't talk about it. But you know, after we did some of the gigs out here, we'd all go to my backyard like 2, 3 in the morning, and Danny'd whip out his guitar, Danny Guinan, and he'd play music. We'd all be singing "My Neighborhoods Were Fine," and Mark would whip out his joint, you know, for his pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so fun. Yeah.
Like fun times indeed. I said he was. Yeah, that's one of the remarkable things about him. How positive he was, considering the pain he was in. I think.
Yeah.
A lot of people mention that.
Not everybody has. I don't have MS pain. I just have pain because I've been knocked out and in accidents and things like that because of being in a wheelchair. So I'm kind of tough now. Yeah.
Toughened you up, yeah. Good strong woman now. Tell me this: what is your writing process like? And are you still writing songs? Do you take a lot of notes and try and put it together? Do you need do you need an instrument to write these songs,
Well,
or how does it go for
surprisingly,
you?
I didn't need an instrument because I lost the ability to play my guitar and bass. But I know music so well, and I
Sure.
know every instrument, and I know what I wanted, and I really just it was kind of nice not having to figure out what chord to play, until
Yeah.
we could just get the passion out. And I I noticed Danny Guinan mentioned that he wrote just by himself, and that's the way I am. I can't write. People bring me poems or something and try to put music. I can't do that. I'm just a writer that I just get my passion out with what I want to say, what I'm passionate about.
It
And
comes out when it needs to come out,
yeah,
though.
and if it's like Mount St. Helens, that was a rocker. There are rocket bands everywhere in that town. I mean, everybody. There's every bar you went in, every place there was music happening. So yeah,
And
they all have their different passion behind it.
mm, is there still a strong scene in Colorado for songwriters?
Well, Colorado, yeah, they've got their thing going out here. A friend of mine, Wendy Wu, she's still kicking it. But out in Ellensburg, I haven't been there a long time,
Mm,
so I don't really know. There's probably some listening right now going, "Hey, Linda," But yeah, yeah. But I know it was during when I was there. That's people could drink, they could smoke, they could, it just and
that's right.
yeah, it was totally different back then. And
Of
you didn't
course,
have to worry about somebody carrying a gun in or yeah.
all of that stuff.
And I
Um,
kept playing even though I was using a cane. I was
mm,
diagnosed at 23,
well,
and only because, and I believe pesticides is what really kicked it off. Because in between bands, you have to make something, some money. And I worked on a farm one summer, and I was exposed to malathion, which is illegal. It's in the cornfields and stuff, and half-life of 350 years. I mean, it's in there, and I started working there, 100-degree weathers, 7 days a week, and the
oh,
malathion, and that's when I started tripping. I had no idea I had MS. I didn't even know what it was until I
really?
started tripping, but I was determined to keep working, and
Yeah.
I was still nobody would knew I had anything. I'd be on stage playing and singing until it got to a point like my last band out there was Moondance, and it was so much fun. But I was in a cane and using a
Yeah.
cane, but people were pretty cool about that,
And even then, you didn't know, well, that MS was what you had.
Well, no, I did at that point.
At that point, you did, yeah.
I was diagnosed at 23. I was on and when I was working the farms in between band, and I put Crystal Ship together, and a guy named Jim Hendricks, not the them but he was a keyboard player.
Wow.
We toured up in Canada and all over the place, even with the MS. And Vegas was offering me jobs, and a lot of stuff was happening, and he kind of, I don't think he could handle it too well. So the band broke up, and I had to put things back together, and I put Moondance together, and it lasted about 3 years.
Lovely name for a band too.
Yeah.
Van the Man Song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moondance. So you had a 3-year run with Moondance, and was that performing predominantly original material in that band, or was that a mix?
Some of my originals, Blue Today, and a couple of those songs that I wrote. But people want to hear what they want to hear and I could do anything. I could do Linda Ronstadt. I could do Pat Benatar. I had a voice. I could do anything with that voice. Now I can't.
No,
I
you
never
can.
intended to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And when you chose these cover songs as well, I was interested in what draws people to cover a song. Was it because it suited the band's style, or was it?
Well,
Did you have to really feel it before you perform it?
And you want to make people dance.
Yeah.
Get them up and get them up. That's what people come there for. They want to forget about their worries, and they just want to dance. And you want to pull them out of their chairs. And if it wasn't danceable, we didn't play it.
Wow. So that was kind of one of the big criteria.
Yeah.
For Moondance.
Yeah.
For the band.
Yep, it was a rock band. Yeah.
Wow.
I am writing that autobiography, and I'm also pulling a lot of old recordings. I was doing that. Joni Mitchell did that too, I guess. But I pulled those out, and I'll be releasing that. I'm not sure when, I'm still trying to get the rights to some
Go
of
back
the
in the archive.
songwriters.
Wow, yeah.
But my stuff I can do any time, but because I
Sure.
have publishing rights. But we're putting that all together to go along with the autobiography. So then you'll be able to hear what it sounded like when I was jamming it on guitar.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. As well
yeah,
as the stuff.
Want to grab that picture?
I do. I'm looking at it there behind your head. Yeah, that beautiful
Yeah,
picture
we'll
of
bring it a
you.
little bit closer.
Yeah.
I'm going to have
Yeah,
Claire.
bring it up to the screen there for me. Yeah.
This is like when I was 19, right? For the kids and friends.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it on
Yep,
full screen so we can have a look at that. You're about 19 there, are you?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Bring it closer. Yeah, I was about 19 and
That's gorgeous.
playing guitar and just jamming it. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Is that Claire, your assistant? You said this Claire, is it?
Yeah, Claire is something.
Yeah, Claire. Yeah, tell her thanks very much for doing that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. What a photograph. Do you remember where that was taken then?
That was taken in Bandon, Oregon. I moved there. But I have a song called Bandon by the Sea. I had fallen in love and lost, and I just put my suitcase and my guitar and my dog in the back seat and took out for Oregon and
off you
lived
went.
it. It was just like I was 19, so I wasn't really legal to be in the bars, but I'd still play them sometimes. And
Wow.
yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
You grew up fast, Linda Storey.
What's that?
You grew up fast.
Yeah, it was fun.
You lived in the fast lane a little bit. You did.
Yeah, I love the music, and
You did, and by 19, you'd already lived quite a life. Yeah,
it was a crazy life.
yeah.
Things just happen around me, like St. Helens, and
Amazing.
things you don't expect to be at.
Tell me, if you would, about the song "Too Close to a Black Hole." The next clip I want to play.
Yeah, let Mark explain. Yeah, Too Close to a Black Hole. I try to encourage people to stay positive, and that's pretty much the way I am all the time. Well, most of the time, but there were times where the MS and my relationship with my ex-husband got pretty bad, and just dealing with, just to use a bathroom, you're having to reach the grab bar and get all your strength and then move over. Like one time I was getting out of the bathtub when my daughter Jessie was in a bassinet, and I bring her in there with me, and I was just trying to get out of the bathtub, and I'd have to reach for the grab bar, and I couldn't get my leg over.
Oof.
And I was, felt like I was going to fall flat on my face. And I'm going, God, this is hell. And I go, ooh, hell on earth. Ooh, good rock song. And I wrote a rock song. I just can tell you that's the way I am. I just, take all those frustrations, and I was at a low point where I just didn't know, I'm going like I turned into somebody else because I started feeling almost desperate and bad for myself, and it's okay. It's okay.
Understandably so. Absolutely.
But don't stay there.
Understandable.
Stay there. Yeah. Get yourself back up. Yeah. But that's what this song was about.
And you have Mark Gilligan here, of course, and some of the
Bartley,
George Bartley, John Bartley. We used to call this instrument like his electric clarinet. I think the boys in Amsterdam used to call it the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, he called it the wind modulator.
The wind modulator. I think the boys just called it the vacuum cleaner. Yeah, it's a weird thing that he's playing, but a great sound you're making, and of course you have Jessica on guitar and vocals as well. And so we'll give it a spin. Too Close to a Black Hole from Linda Storey, folks. Let's give it let's rock and roll into this, and we'll be back with a bit more chat after this one.
Oh Lord, see it through. I feel so bad, don't know what to do. I lose control, my crazy ways. I take a bright sunny day, try to get the dark days. Oh, still take it slow. Without you
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Linda Storey and band there, Too Close to a Black Hole. That's a rocking song, Linda.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank
And
you.
lovely to see all the gang there in flying form. What a wonderful guitar solo, and CR de Jong there, and of course Mark
Yeah.
giving it all the hips.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was
You know,
feeling it. Yeah.
some man for the gyrations.
Yeah.
He was feeling it. Wow. It's great. So tell us, I know I'm going to play a song before we go, maybe to play us out. What's on the agenda for the next foreseeable future? I know your autobiography anyway. We got
Yeah.
to
I've
get
got
that done and dusted. Have you events or any concerts? Are you going to any concerts or anything cool happening?
The last concert I went to was the Rolling Stones in Mile High Stadium.
Wow.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Was that recently?
Yeah, that was this year, this summer, 2024. Yeah,
Amazing.
it was a lot of fun to go to. But I was just trying to deal with MS. I had a really bad infection. Had to get over. That's why we had to delay the show. But I'm better now. I'm good. I just really want to finish this book and get the CD out. But my life is a lot different now, a lot slower than it used to be. So
Sure.
it'd be nice if I had a manager to help me out on this.
Yeah,
But,
of course.
Yeah,
Not so easy now, of course.
but I'm working it. I'm trying. Yeah.
You are. How long have you been working on the autobiography at this
God.
stage, or do you
The
remember
MS
even?
Society asked me to write it.
Okay.
One of the people from there, because I was out there in the wheelchair, playing. I thought, well, somebody's got to do it, and I was confident in my my musical ability,
Yeah.
but could they deal with me being in a wheelchair? And actually, Josh Blue was a comedian in Denver at the time too, and he won Last Comic Standing. He had cerebral palsy, so we were at a show together one time and watching Josh and the guy from KBC, it's Rockies. The rocker, he came out to me and said he loved what we were both doing, to make a difference. So in the MS Society, he said it made a big difference for people. And I thought, well, and the girl said, you really should write a book. So that's what started it quite a few years ago.
That's what started it.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a title for it yet, or a tentative title even?
Yeah.
Not really.
No, I've
No,
got a
too
couple
early.
ideas, but Don't Let Us Stop You comes to mind because that that I wrote after 9/11, but I don't know. It'll come to me.
It'll come. Yeah. Lots more work to do, you think, or are you kind
Well,
of getting
I've
there?
done a whole lot of work, but yeah, it's still more work. So if things would just calm down and I didn't get hurt and I didn't end up in
Yeah.
hospitals, it'd go a lot faster. Yeah,
Amazing.
plan on staying well. Yeah.
I really love chatting to you tonight, Linda. Like I said, we never met in person, but we almost did. I almost caught you in Amsterdam, and we have all these great musical connections. And it was really lovely listening to your songs and stories, and very much appreciate you taking the time out tonight
You bet. Anytime.
to have a little chat with us. And hopefully, I'll get over to Colorado because I want to walk some of those beautiful mountains and do a little bit of hiking. I'd love to. It's been on the bucket list for a long time. Colorado is fantastic. Thanks again to your lovely assistant there for looking after you there and helping us out there tonight as well.
Claire, yeah.
Thank you, Claire.
Yeah.
And to everybody in the live chat as well who dropped in to say hi. But before I say goodnight to you formally, tell us a little bit about Pray for the People of All Nations.
Yeah, the song is called Pray. I wrote that back in 2003, and I've always been for peace, and we need to negotiate. We need to, talk with each other, open the lines, and I thought if everybody in the world would start praying, maybe we could make a difference. And I'm a Christian. I was raised that way, and we recorded it in Boulder, Colorado, and went to the university and had people saying prayers in different languages, including Korean, the student from Korea.
Yeah,
so he was there. So, but when Trump was going to go to North Korea, I thought, are you crazy? So I thought we better start praying pretty hard. So even though I wasn't feeling too good, I just came out of surgery and I gained some weight. I looked not too good, but I said I'm going to get this out, and it's just if we'd all just calm down and pray, and we could make a difference.
Indeed, but it's a beautiful song, and I love the video as well. I said the little prayers at the end there of from the different nationalities.
Yeah,
it's really well put together, Linda, and well written, of course.
It, yeah, and I went to Navajo, New Mexico, and learned to say Jesus Ayahuasca, which means Jesus loves me, and so I say that in it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was a fun one to put together.
I love it. I think we'll play out with that, but I'm gonna say goodnight to you first. Let you go there. I kept you long enough now chatting here, and I will see you maybe backstage. We'll have a little natter if you're in the mood. But in the meantime, Linda Storey, thank you very, very much once again for your time and your talent, and the very best of luck with all future endeavors.
And all the audience, thanks for listening.
Yeah, and I hope you'll watch back as well. If you are watching the replay, fair play to you as well. Thanks for sharing this, Linda. Good luck to you. Have a great day over there. It's only late afternoon for you. It's evening time for me. And wonderful that through the power of technology, we were able to have this little chin wag and get your story out to the world. Take care of yourself and have a lovely day there.
You too.
Bye, Linda. Thank you. See you. Well, folks, the brilliant and talented and wonderful Linda Storey. Her website is lindastorey.com. All the information you need about Linda is there. Please go and check it out. Check out her great music. It is on streaming platforms as well. If you want to if you want to check out any of that stuff. Thanks to all the live chatters that dropped in. So I see Mr. Good Mojo, my neighbor, was in the chat there, as was Sarah there on TM's account. Love to you, Linda, she's saying. Fair play to you. And I'm getting thanks and big love, Linda, there from Stephen as well. Folks, take care of yourselves. I'm going to play one more song, Stay Where You Are, and listen to this great track of Linda's. And thank you all for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for the thumbs up on the video there as well today. Feel free to share this out afterwards. Let people know we did the stream, spread Linda's story and website around the place. And this is a song called Pray. And I will see you on the next live stream. Check out the channel, check out the great songwriters on board. And thanks again to the wonderful Linda Storey. See you down the road.
All nations, pray to the God of all creation, pray that our leaders will sit down in peace, pray that our hatred will now cease. Though I am one, I am part of all people. Everyone has purpose in this world. We are one. We are all in this together. All our prayers and love will see us through. Pray for the children of all nations. Pray to the God of all creation. Pray that their loved ones will sit down in peace. Pray that their faith and love increase. Though I am one, I am part of all people. Everyone has purpose in this world. We are one. We are all in this together. All our praise and love will see us through.
Isä meidän, joka olet taivaissa, pyhitetty olkoon sinun nimesi. Tulkoon sinun valtakuntasi. Tapahtukoon sinun tahtosi maan päällä niin kuin taivaassa. Anna meille tänä päivänä jokapäiväinen lepäämme ja anna meille anteeksi meidän syntimme.
Dare I say your name, Yahweh? You are the one I am, Yahweh. Teach us in your ways, Jesus, I your name. Pray for the people of all nations. Pray to the God of all creation. Pray that our leaders will sit down in peace. Pray that their hatred will now cease. Though I am one, I am part of all people. Everyone has purpose in this world. We are one. We are all in this together. All our prayers and love will see us through.
Please save the human race. Please forgive the things that we did when we were a kid. Everyone's trying to destroy each other. Please join hands like we were brothers.
Pray for the people of all nations.
Oremos al Dios de la creación.
Ora para que nuestros líderes se sientan en paz.
Ora para que nuestro odio desaparezca.
Penso que som part de totes les persones.
Everyone has a purpose in this world.
Somos uno. Todos estamos juntos en esto.
Nous sommes tous ensemble dans cette situation.
Al ons gebeden en de liefde zullen ons hier doorheen leiden.
Jesteśmy jednością, żyjemy wszyscy razem. Niech nasze modlitwy będą wysłuchane.
Alle våre bønner og vår kjærlighet vil hjelpe oss gjennom det.
Seshalom b'marmam, huya seshalom aleinu v'kol Israel v'emru, amen.